Welcome back to the Freeaboos podcast. It's your boy Jeff.
And Austin.
We are here with a lot of content. We're going through manga chapters 1151 through 1155, and
as well as SBS 112, the, whenever the Manga Jump Plus does these big volume releases, Oda takes some questions and answers them from the One Piece fans. Some of them are very legitimate. Others...
they're a little silly.
Not so legitimate. But that's what we get when you have to remember that Oda has confirmed in the past that Buggy can detach his penis and Luffy can stretch his penis.
Look, it's One Piece. There is content forever. Let me go ahead and apologize. The reason we've been so absent as late is me. Unfortunately, I gotta make that paper, baby. I gotta pay the bills, pay the rent. And that is a little distracting from the podcast.
Just other life,
But
just life in general, but for both of us.
The last time we were here, we were talking about One Pain, and we got to the end of Kuma's childhood, right?
Yep.
So from
and
here
that's
on out,
for the anime, but this is going to be for the manga.
Yeah.
Manga really hitting peak.
Gosh.
We left off with 1150 in the manga, but before we get into 1151, which will see us tackle more of what's going on with Emu pulling up in Elbaf. Once again, Emu has made a move before looking D-East, Monkey D-Dragon.
Checking the emails. Emu has become a player on the board, and it's effing terrifying.
Yep.
Holy cow. So last we looked, Emu pulled off this devil contract thing. He possessed Gunko.
Well, Emu, because
Emu possessed Gunko.
This isn't even like a Yamato or Kiku gender thing. No. I genuinely do not know if Emu is a man or a woman.
We're not sure. We're not sure.
Yeah.
Gunko's a woman.
Yeah, Gunko, woman.
Pretty sure.
Yep. But Emu, hell if we know. I just know that with how Oda does his silhouettes and then reveals of those silhouettes.
If we didn't see double D's, it probably wasn't a woman.
True. Knowing Oda, if there was not
He's a simple
chest.
man in this regard.
But,
comma. Not important to what's going on right now, because Emu's powers are understandably effing busted.
Emu has commandeered Dorian Brogy, made them even bigger.
Commandeered Dorian Brogy. Oh, pardon me, Ozzy. Yes, we're talking right now. Sorry, son. You're not coming.
Yeah, your contributions are appreciated, Ozzy. But
everyone say hello to Ozzy in the comments. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
But yeah, has made Dorian Brogy even bigger. So, already you're making giants gianter.
Yeah. How tall did they become? Because they went from...
That's not been confirmed, but we can probably assume doubled in height.
Based on the references.
Just based on like the other giants now looking like normal people compared to them. So it's definitely a boost in height. And Brogy,
they look way different. They look...
with the same eyes that you saw Big Mom, like with her juiced up form in Wano fighting King.
Yeah, like fiery.
Yeah, which I think Oda definitely got something like put on the back burner, so to speak, with Big Mom's soul power. So I think
Big Mom is inextricably connected to the Giants, and that I feel like every time we reference the Giants, Big Mom always comes up eventually.
Yes, but also I feel like it's important to note that this was a soul power up from Big Mom, and now you get a similar eye effect with Emu possessing them, so it might be something to do with the soul of the person.
Which Devil's Contract or whatever Emu did.
Yeah.
And like it clearly made them demonic or evil or some variation thereof. They look physically different. They're now like they look like the OG Judas Priest kind of crowd.
Yeah, and like Dory Brogy are like, there's no need for Ja Rule. He's old. That's
always good at changing the text.
And then they'll become the kings of Elbaf. Will bring about the age of war, an era defined by the ruthless and mighty. And again, like they've doubled in size compared to what the other giants were, which they were already bigger than the other giants by a little bit,
They were big guys.
but they're bigger now.
They are huge. They're
And
dwarfing regular giants now.
we see another giant get sucked into this portal of evil, literally a portal of evil, saying the giant, no, I don't want to turn evil, don't flip me over. And we get this visual, like,
This is a Go board?
it's what...
Yeah,
it's-
that's Go.
Yeah, it's a board game. It's also what CP0 was kind of doing in Wano.
They were playing Go.
Yeah, they were playing Go, and they were using the pieces to represent the sides of the Beast Pirates versus the Mink Samurai Ninja Pirate Alliance.
Unfortunately, I don't know enough about Go, but let's go back up and take a moment to observe. So if I'm understanding this correctly, the black pieces here are actually the giant pirates, and the white
No, the white pieces would be the good giant pirates. The black pieces are the demonified people, because you see he gets flipped and turned over.
Well, sorry.
And
Yeah.
then-
Sorry, reading it backwards.
And then you remember Japan gotta go right to left.
I was thinking like, oh, he took that piece. No, actually, that piece retreated and one came up in its place.
It seems like once instilled with this evil, you basically get drunk off power.
Which, I mean...
Yeah. And Ripley cries out for her son. The giants, pirates, have turned into demons, which is very accurate.
They look the part. They look straight out of hell, dude. Oh.
Man, I remember when...
Nightmare hole.
Yeah,
That's a word.
and that's... That is
That is the most cartoonish looking drawing I think I've seen.
Also, we have a new form for Saint Killingham. We had been calling him Saint Q, but there's some translation issues here. It's Saint Killingham, which this man beast form, like he's like a centaur almost.
But he's got a trident.
Yeah, he's got a trident type weapon, and also very interesting to me here is he has like shark-like teeth, which has been very more characteristic of fishmen for the most part.
It's that.
But
the question is, would we expect a fishman to be a part of God's knights?
Of the celestial dragons, who are, honestly, would probably have the KKK saying, tone down your racism.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not, but also...
It might be a stylization choice, but until we see some gills or any confirmation, I'm just going to assume it's the stylization choice.
Yeah, because I think, like, Who's Who wasn't a fishman, but he had kind of, like, sharp teeth.
Well, remember, Who's Who called Jimbei essentially a racial slur to his face.
Mm-hmm. Are they
He
even
lived...
more of them now? The captured Straw Hats are reacting to this, and of course Usopp is distraught. Master Dory, Master Brogy, what are you doing to your homeland? Where's your sense of pride?
Ah, that's a reference. That's a good reference. I think that's a Dragon Ball reference.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And like the parents of the kids can't rescue them because of fucking Sommer's thorns.
Yeah, Sommer's thorns, and like they just put out the fire, right?
Yep.
Or they're putting out the
And
fire.
Sommer's basically on the Bluetooth headset asks Emu how far will they go, and Killingham says the playing board is entirely in our color.
Oh.
They will eventually crumble under the weight of their own personal demons. And Emu says continue until it breaks.
Until what breaks?
The heart of Elbaf. The country that would have been subjugated years ago if not for Harold's miserable failure.
I wonder what that means.
And we get
many minutes earlier.
A bit of a flashback of Chopper falling after Gabon. To say that Gabon still has the arrows in him. I didn't realize that until just now.
True, and also we get Chopper doing things. It's so nice to see the non-monster trio as active characters in the story.
Chopper comically doing the wheels in the air motion to get ahead of Gabon, and they land from the surface world to the underworld, which you had the like Hajrudin and the new giant pirates like, oh fuck, we're gonna die.
Yeah, it was a real question. It's like, maybe.
And Chopper pulls up guard point, and like the observation hockey,
Hajrudin.
The observation hockey masters of Loki, Luffy, and Zoro and Sanji, they're like, hey, what was that? of course, Hajuden and Loki are also arguing. And Luffy's like, hey, Chopper fell from above. And Luffy's like, how did I know it was Chopper? Someone else is with him. So Luffy, pulling up the observation hockey here. They fell all the way from the Sun World. And can we just take a quick moment here? Does Chopper have some of the most underrated durability? Is Guard Point...
Well, it's so funny to look, because Guard Point and Balloon Point, right? They're... Well, Balloon Point. Gum Balloon. They're the same thing, and I love them both times, because both times they were used for stupid amounts of damage reduction.
Yeah.
Because Luffy took a direct attack, probably with Haki, from Sengoku at Marineford, lived to tell the tale without controllable Haki of his own, and then Guard Point, which is just straight, I'm very furry, and then survived a hundreds, thousands of feet fall.
Think back on Egghead, where he takes one of Saturn's poison spider legs directly to him and doesn't get affected by it.
Which
like, that shit was literally like melting through trees and stuff.
If we can assume nothing, we can assume that the Gorosei are unbelievably powerful and that the Devil Fruits, or whatever power they have, are stupid-ass strong. But this is what we should expect from the crew of the Pirate King. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's, again, I'm thinking of... We talked a lot this morning about pre-time skip One Piece and how different it was. And that, like, it was very silly, it was very fun, it was very adventurous. But now we are really shaping up to be like, this is going to be the Pirate King. This is what his crew should be like. Of course they can take an attack from Saint Saturn. They're strong enough and smart enough to deal with that. But especially Chopper.
But also, like, Chopper is not viewed as a strong person.
Yeah, as one of the coward trio.
Cowardly trio, the affectionate title for Usopp, Nami, and Chopper. Which, it's fair. They do not want the... It seems they don't want the smoke. Like, well, I've seen
fair
a clip.
Enough.
I've seen the clip. It's like when Nami's presented the triple log pose in Fishman Island, and like they're like, oh yeah, the one with the needle moving is the most dangerous island, and like they're like, okay, let's avoid that, and of course Luffy snakes in. It's like, let's go there. It's like, no.
Of course Luffy says
the three,
that.
Like, because they don't want the smoke.
No,
but
they don't want the fucking smoke.
Well, like, they want to live.
Well, it's also a neat contrast thing in that, like, you have the Monster Trio that love these fights, but the Monster Trio cannot go anywhere in the ocean without the Coward Trio.
No.
If we didn't have Nami, Usopp, and Chopper here to, like, voice dissent, well, not just to voice dissent, but in their roles on the ship, they would have died well before we ever got to the point. I can't even pick a point in my head, but, like, if they were to try and do this without them, it would just be such a hard no, not happening, good luck, get out of here moment.
So, as the Straw Hats wander off to go find Chopper, it leaves Loki with the new giant pirates. And Loki kind of tries to silver tongue them, but he doesn't get anywhere. And then this snail that he has with him, Shaggy, I guess, like, who is a friend of Loki's, who talks to him via Dinden Mushi, basically says, don't worry, I won't take long, there's just one thing. I wasn't able to tell you earlier, but I will be unable to call you for a while, I think.
Oh? What do you mean?
The guy on the phone says, at first I found it frightening, but the more we talked, the more... the conversation became a place of solace for him, and Loki gets pissed. Don't tell me, are you in danger again? Where are you? And Shaggy says,
don't worry
I
about
wanted
it.
to say thank you for everything. And then,
oh no,
that's a
death trigger.
That's a
death flag.
That's a death flag. Yep.
Don't like that.
And Loki shouts at Gerd, "I'm glad." And Gerd, like, what are you looking at? And Gerd's like, I'm glad to know you have a friend. And Loki's like, don't you dare tell anyone. Because Loki's just being an angsty teenager there. Don't you tell anyone I have a friend.
'cause I'm just a teenager.
And then they come back, and with Scopper, Mr. Yaw's hurt badly.
I guess everyone.
And Luffy's like,
I guess everyone really does love this guy.
You're lucky that Chopper was here to save you. Good job, Chopper. And you can't butter it up me like that, you jerk.
I can just imagine the anime.
Luffy's like, what? This guy was on
This
Roger's
guy is-
crew? He sailed with Roger and Rayleigh. He and Dark King Rayleigh were known as the wings of the King of the Pirates. I assume he was the third strongest on the crew. And Zoro's like, so he was a huge pirate, so that's why he was so tough.
Also confirmation. Love you guys, Sanji. Sanji fan here. He is number 3.
Yep. It also, and Luffy's like, of course it also means he knows Shanks.
True.
And Scopper says he's second strongest.
Ha!
Which, again, if we do the parallels of Zoro
course.
and Sanji, of course Scopper would say
that.
he's second strongest, just like how Sanji would say he is second strongest. But we all know. Look, and people can always say, but look, at the end of the day, think of Alabasta. Zoro fought Mr. 1. Sanji fought Mr. 2. Wano. Zoro fought King. Sanji fought Queen.
Look, man, no one wants this to be more true than me. We just gotta face reality.
In Ennis Lobby, Zoro fought the second strongest CP9 member by 10 power level of whatever fucking Fukuro has, but still fought the second strongest. It is destined to be that Sanji fights the third strongest because he is the third strongest.
Yeah.
And there's like, how could this, the giant pirates, how could this happen? And Chopper's like, oh, about that, there's huge trouble going on up there. Luffy, everyone listen up. The children have been, Chopper gives the sit rep of the kids were taken hostage, giant monsters rampaging around, and then we get this huge
Oh, I don't like the look of that.
wave of hockey.
Evil hockey.
Well, that's just conquerors.
It looks evil.
And like the observation, they're all like,
Oh.
everyone back on the lift. Hodger didn't.
Return to the
Elbaf's in
Sunworld.
danger, and Luffy, save your breath, Chopper. I get the idea. And Loki yelled,
Whose preposterous hockey is that?
And then he laughs as it looks like you're gonna need me after all.
Yeah. Actually,
But-
they might have to free him.
But Loki being free is one of Elbaf's biggest worries. Is they do not want Loki free.
I mean, crap, dude. This is bad.
Yep.
Oh.
And that takes us into the next chapter, 1152, which we see, again, it starts off in the underworld. Well,
Do you want to talk about the cover
like-
story at all? Or do you want to just skip straight in?
Well, we can run back the cover story, but mostly it's more of Yamato stuff. Ulti in page 1 still with Yamato, which is interesting to see.
Neat.
But it starts out with the giant pirates running back apart from Gerd, who's being told to stay back to help Loki, not die.
Yeah.
Chopper was going to stay too to help Scopper out. And Scopper, like the old legend he is,
Strawhead Luffy.
make a mental note on how you use your color, your Conqueror's hockey. They're not immortal. Luffy,
Oh.
thanks. I got this one. I'm going to save Cologne and everyone else. And now Loki's talking. Loki's sitting is still taller than Hajrudin, who's up on a
hill? Oh my
God,
gosh.
Loki is stupid. But Loki's like, you've helped me see it. I wasn't able to verbalize my own power, but in that case, I've experienced it for myself. The Holy Knights can be stopped.
Oh my god.
So Loki's dealt with Holy Knights before, even before Shamrock was the bitch boy with him.
And whatever hint was passed around here, either psychologically or whatever, he now gets it. He could probably stop one, and that's actually huge. Yep. That is huge.
And he says, "Undo my handcuffs, and you take me with you, Hajrudin. You're gonna fight for Elbaf." And Hajrudin, being the mean brothers, "I'm not taking you anywhere." And Scopper's like, "Seems like there's one of you with more than one of you with the Supreme, with Conqueror's hockey talking to the
Color of the
straw
Supreme
hats." Sanji runs up. "Who? Me? Yeah,
Aww.
I've already." Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm tired of Mosshead and Jinbei stealing all my gold. You there, swordsman, you seem quite at ease with it. And Zoro's like, huh?
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
I can
Zoro
use
the idiot
Conqueror's
scene.
hockey? And Luffy's like, what? You didn't know? I felt it flowing out of you. And Scopper scolding Zoro here. Like a disappointed grandpa. Unbelievable. Hockey's a power that's only useful when you can when you consciously control it.
Which,
how do you
oh my
expect
gosh,
to support
man.
your captain, who's a Yonko, without knowing that? And Zoro's like,
Look,
sorry.
man, as a Sanji fan, watching Zoro stonks just shoot through the ceiling. I mean, crap.
Okay,
That's...
But now the fact that Zoro's aware he has it.
Oh.
I actually can do this? Oh, okay, interesting. And Sanji's like, Gramps, what about me? But it gets interrupted by Loki. This is pathetic. You'd rather have outsiders save our homeland?
Elbaf already has me.
Is that a fact? Because I can certainly see you betraying Elbaf and joining the side of the government instead.
Oh.
You more or less already did that once. How could we possibly trust you?
Oh.
But one of the giant pirates says, hurry, Hajru didn't waste the time, meets more victims.
Hey, Loki!
And Luffy's like,
Oh!
Loki, join my crew.
Join my crew, man!
Yeah. And,
Holy cow.
Zoro and Sanji are against it. Zoro, I'm like, there's no way he's going to fit on our ship. Sanji's like, I can't cook for that amount of food for him. Loki is like, what? And then Luffy's like, yeah, Elbaf doesn't seem to want you anymore.
Oh,
and
man.
And Luffy's like, I think it'd be fun with you, and if anyone got a problem, I'll whoop them. And Loki's like, shut up, you pipsqueak. Why would I ever be a henchman for you? Which, I mean, that's kind of also like, hey, he's going to be, that's a Conqueror hockey type thing.
That is. Which...
And Hajudin is like, is that what your instincts tell you, Straw Hat? And Luffy's like, I want to see him fight.
Well, of all things, because people are talking a lot about this currently and about the possibility of Loki joining the crew. And there's one thing that always happens whenever someone joins the crew is that they have to share their dream with Luffy. And Luffy has to... Well, they'll share their dream with Luffy. And the thing with Luffy is that he will make your dreams come true, or he'll help you make your dreams come true. No questions asked. Of course he will, because he is, of course I will. But it's in his nature. So until we get that, I'm just gonna hold my breath, actually, because like this is a frighteningly real possibility.
Yep. And Hajudin's, I'm sorry, Straw Hat, but Elbaf has condemned Loki to death. You can't have him. But Scopper Gabon calls out, go and unlock Loki's chains.
Oh, it's Jover.
And I was like, how can you say that? He killed 113 soldiers in the castle 14 years ago. He gave Chief Ja Rule a most grievous wound and killed his own dad. And Scopper's like, I know, but the day that happened, we felt an extreme abnormal hockey in the castle. Shanks and I headed to the castle together. And we didn't see the whole thing, but we were there. And it's like, Arjun's like, what? And Luffy's like, huh? You just said Shanks? And
Luffy activated.
And Hajrudin's like, sorry guys, you'll have to go up first. Luffy's like, Zoro Sanji will catch up with you soon. And Zoro calls him a Shanks-obsessed fool.
True.
And Luffy's like, don't call Shanks a fool. And Sanji's like, he was talking about you Shanks-obsessed fool. But also, I did see a funny comment. It's like, this is like Zoro saying, oh, well, Luffy's obsessed with Shanks, but I'm obsessed with Mihawk, who's stronger than Shanks. So it's like,
well, I think we're really gonna. I think the hypothetical fight between Luffy and Shanks is really gonna be the Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson, and that, yeah, there is a clear winner. However, because of the relationship between the two, it can never come out like it's supposed to. Like, even if Luffy becomes way more powerful than Shanks through whatever means, if he were to square up with Shanks and have the possibility of winning, he always hesitate. I can't take him down.
Mm-hmm. And Gabon and Loki are like, who better tell the story than Hajrudin? You're still brothers, even if your moms are different. What happened in the castle? You have 3 minutes, Hajrudin says. What happened in the castle 14 years ago? If you're a true warrior of Elbaf, swear by the name of God and speak the truth. And Loki's like, that's a cruel demand, brother. You want me to relive that event? I'd rather not remember the details of that horrible day. And we get a flashback.
And here we are.
14 years ago. This is going to be, I feel like, a very convoluted flashback.
Yeah. 14 years ago, Arust Castle, Elbaf.
And Loki lands near the entranceway with Ja Rule going up the steps as well. Ja Rule and Loki walk in. And good lord, like, it's the fact that
he's huge.
And Ja Rule's
he's only a little bigger than Ja Rule.
And Ja Rule's hunched over.
Yeah.
But
that's definitely his son.
And Loki's like, looking good, old man. Just try not to live too long, eh? And Ja Rule's like, shut your mouth. Like, His Majesty is in the throne room. And Loki's like, what does he want with me anyway? I have no interest in a man who'd sell his soul to the world government. Ooh. These are the people who killed rocks. If Elbaf is going in that direction, they'll make an enemy out of me. And Ja Rule's like, lower your volume. I'd rather leave politics to the younger people. And that lackadaisical attitude is exactly the problem. Is why I can't hang it up. It's how you wind up. And
that's like, the age we live in. Yeah, my granddaughter's granddaughter doesn't fight, and she's in trouble. And she's adorable. Sorry, not in trouble.
And Loki's like, soft old bastard. Train her up some. Use some discipline. But there's some ruckus going on. And oh, Chief Ja Rule, thank you for coming. And Loki, my prince, welcome back. And it's like, Loki's like, I heard that. And Loki just busts in, kicking a giant through the giant door.
A giant who looks like a normal person compared to him.
And like, Loki's like, hey Pops, I'm back. And we get this big panel of some giant war pirates seemingly fighting Harold, who looks much more demonic, like looks a lot like Dorian Broggie from last chapter.
Oh yeah.
Much more demonified than normal. And they both like, Harold, what's going on here? And then we cut away to Gabon's house. And it seems that Shanks and Gabon are catching up. And what is that I see on Shanks'
left arm? What is that? Mercator's Cross, I think it's called?
That is the mark of the Holy Knight.
But yeah, like in real life, there's a word for that.
Yeah, but like it's the mark that we saw on Sommer's arm when he first got summoned to Elbaf.
Yeah.
Because he got summoned when he was still getting dressed.
Which means this was, like, maybe 3 years ago?
No, this was still 14 years ago.
Sorry.
Yep, this was 14 years ago. Captain died 10 years ago.
So that actually makes Shanks relatively young into his journey.
Shanks is 39 now.
39 minus 14,
so
25.
25, yeah.
He's still older than Luffy.
Yeah, still older than what Luffy currently is.
Again, Luffy's exponential progress.
But also, this panel also confirms a theory that, like, time does move slow on Elbaf. Because, like, Gabon's like, what's it been, 3 or 4? And Shanks is like, are you kidding? Captain died 10. And Gabon's like,
okay, important thing to remember. All right. Fun fact for the viewers. I am going to be 28. Austin, how old are you?
I am 28, you bitch.
So, how long ago was 2016? That was like 2 years ago. No, that was almost a effing decade ago.
I know.
And so, they're really playing on that.
I know.
They're definitely playing on the fact that their audience is aging. Oda's playing on the fact that the audience is aging with him. And, like, because thinking about, like, 3 or 4 years ago, it's like, oh, yeah, like, we were all the way in Punk Hazard. No, we were still in Wano. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Shanks has his scar from Blackbeard here.
Which means they're relatively old.
But when we saw him at Roger's execution, he didn't have them.
Well, this is 10 years ago. We didn't see Shanks with these...
No, this is 14 years ago.
14 years ago. When Shanks visited Luffy, he didn't have them.
No, he did have them.
Am I nuts? I don't remember them.
No, he had them...
Quick check.
When... he had the marks when... I'm pretty confident he had the scars on his face because he had, like, the the claw mark like on his flag at that time.
Let's take a look. We're taking a look. Give us a second here.
Yeah. No, he had them. He
I'm
had
wrong.
Them.
Wow,
He had
holy
them.
cow.
Yeah. So
I remember his face being bald.
So, sometime between 24 years ago and 14 years ago, sometime between Roger's execution and Shanks me up with Scopper on Elbath.
So when Blackbeard and Shanks were Luffy's age.
No. Yeah.
Give or take.
Give or take.
But, like,
that's
their
interesting
journey,
because
their journey to get this strong now, and Luffy is as strong as he is, like, if Luffy were 40 at his rate now, he would be unbelievable. Truly the king of the pirates, obviously.
Also, can I just say Scopper looks...
Holy cow! He's
like
sassy.
I like the black and white hair on him.
It really goes well on him.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper, more like dip dyed, baby.
Yeah. And Shanks is like, yeah, my life has changed. My plan to join up with Buggy and lead a laid-back pirate life.
But even here in Elbath, there's so much more to learn.
And Scopper's like, you're a child of fate, Shanks. Don't bother thinking of the tricky little details. You remember Little Garden, where they met Dory and Brogy? So the Roger crew was at Little Garden, too.
And they were still fighting.
Yeah. And Ripley she calls him Shanksy, popping up in the window, and Scopper laughs.
Shanksy?
Yep. She seems to like it when I'm at eye level like this.
Oh my goodness.
I guess this is how you have to design your house when you live with a giant, which that's not talked about. That's not talked about the complications of living as a human. And I've got a Lingonberry tart and some wine. And she asks Shanks to tell the stories of Scopper's younger days.
Oh my!
And as Shanks eats every single port of call, Gabon had a different, and Gabon pulls on his cheek like, "Hey punk, do you want to leave this island alive?" So basically,
don't
we can
tell him about my flings to my wife.
Yeah, we can tell that Scopper was a bit of a player. Again, the Sanji parallel.
Sanji, if he was successful, we'll say.
If Sanji was not a simp.
Yeah.
And you know much of King Harold, they worship him like a god here at Elbaf. And Shanks says, yeah, I met him in Marie Joie. And we got along all right, but there was something we couldn't talk about in the Holy Land. So if he's back home, I'd like to meet with him and discuss it before it's too late. But as they are talking, the bullshit in the castle's happening, and the most beloved king in Elbaf's history, the wise King Harold, perished. Chief Ja Rule gets the sword driven through his skull.
Oh!
And then someone breaks into the room where the forbidden devil fruit is.
Oh.
And the chapter ends with a flashback within a flashback to exactly 109 years before the present.
109 years ago.
Which, keep in mind, with giants, this actually makes sense.
Well, yes, but who's alive at this point?
Dory, Brogy, and King Harold.
That's 9 years before Dory and Brogy start fighting.
And Ja Rule, yeah. And it's a giant ship, and King Harold, being a bit of a dick...
That's a whole castle!
Yeah. He ascended to the throne at 45 years old,
that's
15,
young.
Which is 15 human years. So we also do get the math now that one giant year is equivalent to 3 human years.
Well, also, how old is Cologne? 40? No, he's not 40. Is he 40?
He's older than Luffy, technically speaking.
Yeah. I think physically and like mentally.
Yeah, he's. Again, I know, like, in terms of years around the sun, he's older than Luffy.
Yeah.
But he's 20.
Yeah. He's 20? Okay,
so
never mind.
He's, he's 6, almost 7 years old. In giant years, he is almost 7 years old.
So right now, he is just slightly younger than Luffy when he started his adventure. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And
he's kicking over a castle here.
Yeah, and it seems they're really, and the narrator calls that, and at the same time, the royal ship from the land of the giants only enhanced the fear the world felt towards Elbaf, and a major reason for that was undeniably a low-life scumbag in King Harold. And that's how the chapter ends, which is very interesting that it's setting up Harold to be a bit of a dick. I didn't mean to close out, but whatever. So that ends 1152. We're going on
What do we have
to
going on here?
1153. Kiku and Yamato reunite. Kiku still with one arm. We also see one of the Daimyo, the Yakuza underbosses here too.
Boss Ocho?
Yeah, I believe that's. But we get a flashback of Prince Harold with child Dorian Brogy.
Ooh. How old are they? Have to be
Brogy.
babies here.
Brogy just is potato. He is just a potato.
He's just a baby.
And Harold got them horns like Kaido, like Loki, like Oars and the other ancient giants. Thanks to their strength and size, Harold was a bit of a prick. Also, though, he kind of looks like Garp in a way. Like a younger Garp. Like God
in summer,
Garp.
So the nose picking thing is a thing that, specifically the Monkey Clan do.
Yeah, but also
every time you catch them not paying attention, they usually
pick
pick
the
a
shape
nose.
of head that it makes it look like Garp.
Well, that and the nonchalant attitude.
Yeah. And also, his boogers are so big it causes a fucking whale to splash out the water.
Well, he's 200 feet tall. A whale's about 200 feet big.
He's a big boy.
That's
they
like
go
throwing
to
a fucking
kingdom, and there is another giant there who's
also about that size.
trapped behind bars.
Oh my! What's her
It
name?
looks like a circus, and Harold sees it and is not happy. And they pull up and they rescue the lady.
We're gonna have a new goofy laugh in the anime eventually.
But then she smacks him. And Harold...
She waxed the crap out of him!
And Harold just... You go from this scumbag from the last chapter to what looks like just sad puppy King Harold.
That is a man who is in love. That is
and
clearly...
she's like, turn the ship around. I need to apologize. And she smacks him again.
Oh!
And,
Excuse me, Ozzy.
And they say apparently those humans that had quote entrapped her were actually had saved her life and gave her a job.
Oh.
And she was it's a bit like the bearded lady, but you join the circus and it's a place to do stuff, and
it's a place to call home.
Yeah.
Well, quote, what do you mean, tiny humans? Just because you happen to be born huge and coincidentally strong and brutish, you actually think that makes me better than humans? How can you be so arrogant? It's pathetic.
This is why everyone thinks as giants are all barbaric and brutish as Elbaf. Because...
Well, also, the tears in the eyes here, again, so a thing I like to talk about in real life is that women are really good at domesticating men. It's just a fun fact of life. And we see that often in One Piece. Well, occasionally in One Piece. One Piece moms don't live very long for a number of reasons. I'm sure we'll have a specific reason one day, but not relevant now. This, if there was a woman that could domesticate King Hadruddin. King Harold, sorry. This looks like it. This looks like it.
Yeah.
Strong,
and
convicted.
They go back and they do repair it. And Harold yells at his men to go help them. This is a town as tiny as a model. It's easy work. Which we do have to remember.
That actually sounds hard.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that...
Physically, not very intense. It's just...
delicate.
Yeah.
And she makes Harold bow down to apologize.
Oh, it's it. That's it. That's his wife. That is 100% his wife. I will take no other answers.
Their method of construction is completely different. And they realize, there's actually a lot of cool things to learn out here. And they don't know these things. Which is just something it is always funny to their Elbaf is kind of fairly closed off, not only to level Wano is, but like, Elbaf has their ways, but now like they're going out and doing things, and
Well, Oda, the student of history, would definitely have put this in intentionally, in that like one of the things Oda really do is their parallel history in certain regards, and that the Vikings as seafaring people picked up actually quite a great hodgepodge of cultures and places they collected, we'll call it very tentatively, places they went to and took them back home because it was effing cool, and not the least of which was architecture.
And they cut to a scene, and what does that dance look like?
Oh, that's the Nika dance.
Yeah.
That is definitely the Nika dance. They were taught the Nika dance by outsiders.
Maybe, yeah. And she says, I was born in the South Blue, and you crossed the Serpent of Blood. You mean the Red Line?
Oh.
That's a different name. Let's put a pin in that name. And then we flash back to 105 years ago. And at this point, Dr. Correa is alive.
She's 117 years old, I think.
No, Correa's 140.
140.
Or 141.
She was... Oh my gosh. She's about Shank's age at this point.
Yeah. Yeah,
which means
that Correa, again, is...
Dr. Correa and what she knows in One Piece has got to be one of the most mythical pieces.
Yeah, she's 141.
She has to be one of the most knowledgeable people on the planet.
So she was alive for King Harold's rampages.
Easily. All of it and then
dumb.
some.
It's literally one of the dumbest things.
So 105 years ago, I wish to atone for all my countless crimes.
I may be out of the country more often than I wish, but it is only to join hands with our neighbors and wanting to teach the culture. If we can learn from the rest of the world, we can make our land and lives better. Dory and Brogy are raising hell. They're good friends of mine, but they've always been eccentric. They're cordial. Cordial, thank you. I couldn't fucking speak. And they follow a code of honor. It doesn't hurt that they can fight, but they don't have to worry. Zabababa. And the Harold Elbaf is blessed with good luck. And they send diplomats. Like, you see Harold beginning to...
he actually settles into the position of a king, it seems like.
Becoming very diplomatic and stuff. And we see that Hajruddin has been born 81 years ago.
81? That makes him very young, actually.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's see here. 81 divided by 3... I mean, that is divisible by 3 since 9 times 9 is...
He's like 20-something.
Yeah. 28?
27, 28?
Yeah, 28 years old. But it looks like Ida, by the way, is Hajruddin's mom's name. But it looks like some elders like, no, you are forbidden from marrying her. The royal line must remain pure of blood. Which we all know how maintaining freaking
pure
blood purity
lines
always goes so well.
I'm sorry, Ida. It galls me that it must come to this. This is just how the culture works. You can't get emotional and fight against. Oh my God,
and
this man's stupid.
But Ida's like, it's cool. We're in the same country. You'll be happy, right, Hajruddin? And this is your true and Estrid, which, to be fair, but her blood is pure and ancient.
I was born in the Brewers Village to the north, and I studied geomancy.
Yep.
Okay.
And it is fate to love you for the rest of my life. Yeah, Harold looks so much like Garp here.
I'm getting some Garp feelings here.
Yeah.
So, again, we don't have Garp's backstory, which feels weird to say this, and that, of the many backstories we've seen, we haven't seen Garp's. Garp was definitely a reckless little bastard as a young man. There's no way he wasn't.
We have him as a child riding a tiger.
Well, that's all we have, but there is no way he wasn't.
Oh, yeah. He was definitely Luffy-like.
Oh, yeah.
And she instantly begins to try to, make good luck happen. And this is also a horse of good fortune.
Oh, that's Sleipnir from the mythic legend of Sleipnir.
Yep.
Sleipnir is the horse of Odin.
One of the guards is like, it's enormous, and why does it have 8 legs?
Sleipnir's supposed to have 6, but, it's clearly based on that.
Yeah. And she's talking about, this will all bring good luck and everything. And
bring all the jewels and gold into the treasury to my chambers.
This is to ensure the fortune.
I don't trust that at all.
Yeah. Also inform the maids that from this day forward, the king and I will be using the fine silver. And she's just after the luxury. It's yeah. About 70 years ago.
So 11 years after that.
Yep.
An era with the rigors of the sea made it too difficult to maintain trade between relations.
Apparently, Elbaf is very good at navigation.
Well, with the size of their fucking ships, what is a tidal wave to a giant ship?
Yep. You said you met a mermaid? Yes, I have. At last, fishermen too in the kingdom they live in, and their king has a newborn heir named Neptune, King Neptune, when we meet him, was literally just born when Harold went there. That's how long ago. That is.
Well, it also reminds me of this, right? 71 years ago, a giant finally met a fishman, which means the giant fishman from Long Ring Longland is relevant again.
Yeah, and then 63 years ago, while Harold was away from born, the queen gives birth to Loki is born.
Oh, precisely. And he's an ugly baby.
He's not ugly.
He's an ugly baby.
He just has snake eyes. He is not ugly. And she yells, "It's terrifying. What is that thing? That is no son of mine. Tell the kingdom it was a stillborn."
No!
It is a curse. Just look at that baby. It's a monster. How dare you, asshole, Jeff? The Prince of Elbaf grasped for the empty air, but no hands reached out to envelop his own.
No.
And I forget her name already, but
the princess?
Yeah, Estrid.
Yeah.
Estrid grabs Loki and throws him to the underworld.
Oh my gosh. Stop, Your Majesty. He's the royal heir.
The most unfortunate of all living creatures is the one whose very existence is denied by its mother in the moment of its birth. That was you, Jeff, calling him ugly just because he had some fucked up eyes.
He's an ugly baby, but he's still a baby.
I bore no child. Do not tell a soul.
No, you bastard.
What are you planning to do? I'm going back home. I never want to bear another child. Well, maybe if you had a beautiful and lucky soul instead of an ugly soul, you wouldn't have given birth to an ugly baby. That's just my thought.
Maybe you weren't such an asshole. He's literally a baby.
And the guards, they're down in the underworld, and we see that Loki, as 1 day old baby,
survives that fall.
Is climbing up the tree to get back to Elbaf.
Holy hell, he's strong.
This is Drum Island Luffy type feat from a 1 day old baby.
1 day, hours old at best.
Yeah. And then after that, Queen Estrid fell ill.
Yeah.
And she's like, get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was even born that the prophecy stated that King Harold would one day be killed by his own son. And the guard's like, not that madness again. And while Harold was busy dealing with politics, the world government stopped to block our path again. Why can't countries be free to decide for themselves? This confuses me, because this is only, 63 years ago?
61, because Big Mom was just getting her devil
No, this was 63 years ago. So, we can assume about 63 years ago, the world government was being a bit of a dick to Harold, and he's frustrated with them. So, the fact that there is implications that he was working with the world government makes me very, I'm wondering what happened in that 50 odd years that changed things.
It's a good question.
But we might get to
national relations.
And Ida's like, hey, can I see the baby too? He's your brother. And Hajruddin being a advocate, he's not your son, so he's not my brother. And Ida being a good mom.
Oh.
And actually, I think, and then all the misfortunes that would fall upon Elbaf would become known as Loki's curse.
Oh, he's tragically misunderstood. Oh no. That's another point for him joining the crew.
Yeah, I know. And
tragically misunderstood, I mean,
they the cover story, Yamato and the others are going to one of the a grave of a hero that was born in the West Blue and raised in Ringo. So someone who was born in the West Blue but died in Wano is very interesting.
Ryuma?
Nah. And 63 years ago, Jorul was killed by Charlotte Lin Lin.
Yep.
And so 63 years ago, when Loki was baby, Big Mom kills one of the two elders.
Which, again, Big Mom stonks. That's bonkers!
Yep.
How the fuck did she pull that off?
Yep.
Her hunger pangs really are that crazy.
Yep. And then, strangely, that very same year, Elbaf was battered by fires, winds, brutal cold snaps that just killed the crops, left the nests empty, that plunging the once fertile land into famine.
See, it's all that kid's fault. You let that thing live, and now the whole country's cursed. That can't be. It was just a coincidence. Wait, that reminds me. So that actually reminds me, thinking of how it was fated that... Not fated. It was arranged for Charlotte Linlin to marry Loki. And the marriage
No, that was Lola.
Lola?
No, yeah, Loki wanted to marry Lola, but Lola said no, and then Big Mom tried to pass off Chiffon as Lola since they are twins. But Loki could tell the difference, and that is actually, I think, a very, very... That is just now a foreshadow of what Loki's observation hockey is like.
Well, comma, you tried to marry off the cursed prince of Elbaf to one of the daughters of...
No. Loki wasn't, like, they weren't trying to... They, like... Loki was just wanting to marry Lola. He was not being... This was not a arranged marriage type between the Big Mom Pirates and Elbaf. This was... Loki saw Lola and was like, I want her as my wife. And she said no. There was no political persuasion, no discussion of it other than the giant pirates, other than Elbaf, were like, oh dear God, why the hell does this cursed prince want to marry one of the daughters of the sworn enemy of this fucking country? No, but they probably couldn't do much about it.
I don't know. I've got my suspicions, but I can't prove them yet. Nonetheless, we'll return.
And Loki comes bursting in through the door.
It looked at me.
And he's like, wee, wee.
Literally a baby.
Wee. Literally a baby, but look at his size.
He's the size of a regular giant.
He's literally as big as them as a baby. And she keep that thing away from me. Don't let that monster come near me again. Smash that beast's eyes. Everything will be cursed, and that will be the end of this land. And again, you called him ugly.
He's an ugly baby. If I had an ugly baby, I wouldn't throw him from a tree.
And
I'm
and
hungry.
then we cut to them suffering, the village suffering from famine. Sorry, my boy, that was the last of the bread. You're going out to raid again. Humans are easy prey. I mean, that is Elbaf's history. Of course not. Elbaf has always fought with its pride held high. And, like, you do see, actually, this rift happen, both A, for resources, and B...
necessity.
But also B, politics. Like, hey, we shouldn't do that shit.
Well, the world government's cutting us off at of the most crucial time.
Yeah. And they begin to whisper. They say the prince who was born in the castle is cursed. And the spirit started to weaken. And someone finds Hajrudin and is like, you're that brat's brother. You're going to be the sacrifice.
Uh-oh.
What kind of crazy talk is that? My son's the cutest kid in the world. Shut up, Ida. You're a foreigner who bewitched Harold.
She's also a giant, isn't she? Am I nuts?
She's a giant, but she's a smaller giant than normal.
A foreign giant. Neat.
Yeah.
Neat.
Don't you dare lay a hand on my mom. And Harold just comes in and flattens the giant dickhead like a nail. Don't don't, and they cry out, "Your Majesty, don't hurt yourselves, my brothers. I learned of Loki's birth about the same time the famine fell out. I pleaded with countries that we are allied with, and they packed their ships with mountains of food for us."
Let's go!
And we see this panel of a bunch of ships bringing in monster amount of supplies.
This can only be tragic from here.
And so, but it also shows that Harold's work was paying off.
He actually really went out and fulfilled what his character was supposed to do.
But also, Queen Estrid died the night before Harold got back. In her final days, she kept insisting every misfortune was Loki's curse. Consumed by hatred for her own son, she died in torment.
Pen. One Piece
But then
moms.
Harold, but also for the first time, actually not the first time, because Big Mom exists, but a bad mom.
A bad One Piece mom. Estrid sucks.
Estrid, you could, off the rip, you could tell Estrid was not the greatest person.
Oh yeah, he had to pass up his true wife for Estrid, which
Never goes out.
that's never gonna go well.
Yeah, but Harold does still grieve her, and he meets Loki.
He's got a lot of hair now.
Loki, blindfolded, kind of looks like Doflamingo.
But he does embrace his son, who is clearly miserable.
Yep. And, of course, everyone chalked it up as another one of Loki's curses. He was born with some troubled eyes. He can see, just not very well, so they cover up why his eyes are bandaged. Poor little thing. Not even a smile for me. I can't blame you. You just lost your mom. Barely a few months old, Loki had already given up on love.
Oh my gosh. He's covered in bruises.
But they can't really. The diplomacy they made it through that winter, and they're beginning about reshaping Elbaf. And there's let's strengthen up our bonds and trade between the villages as well in Elbaf.
The arboreal route #1. That's right. Let's strengthen our bonds.
Estrida's brother wound up being the one looking after Loki, which didn't work out well. And Ida,
this is the underworld.
It's dangerous. They call it that because it's close to the sea and completely cut off from the usual routes. So that's why it's called the underworld for the most part. And this is actually the bar that Shanks was in.
Yeah.
Before he went and one-tapped Kid.
Is Estrid alive?
Yes. Or Ida. This is Ida.
Ida.
Yeah. Hadrudin's mom is the one who runs the bar.
Which means, if she's alive, Loki has a living parent-ish.
No. Yeah. I mean, stepmom in a way, but not really.
You've got special training with Herbal from the West Village, right? I'll swing by on my way back.
Fishermen, castaways, even pirates, don't matter who you are coming in. This is Ida's Tavern, which...
Ida.
Or Ida's. Ida's, one of the two. And then 56 years ago... Jesus Christ, flashbacks and jump...
Who's 56 in One Piece right now?
Oh, God.
Because this means Whitebeard's 14. And Kaido's 13, 14.
Kaido... No, Kaido... I don't even know if Kaido was... Kaido was a toddler maybe here, or
was
not
he
even
60?
That.
60?
Kaido was not old at all. He was in his 50s. Yeah, he was 59, so Kaido's 3 years old at this point.
Oh my God, he's a baby.
Yeah.
But Whitebeard is 14.
You were there during the whole incident at the Reverie, weren't you, Harold?
Oh.
Yeah, I begged a king I was close to, snuck in disguised as a soldier, but my request was denied. If not for the chaos after the assassination, I probably would have been caught.
The assassination here?
The assassination at Reverie. For
how many reveries have we had? And how many assassinations happened?
And how many people have snuck into freaking Marie Joie? For being allegedly one of the most impenetrable places, you have Harold, who is a big-ass giant.
That's a giant.
You had Bonnie, who is a child. You had Sabo. You had the entire, you had most of the commanders of the Revolutionary Army sneak in. You had Fisher Tiger scale the red line and sneak into Marie Joie. You had Kuma get into Marie Joie. Marie Joie is not a safe place.
It's not that secure.
It is just not that secure.
It's probably just...
Golly Law, I see mentioned. Sorry.
Yeah, if caught was all that happened, you'd be lucky. Ever heard of Golly Law? Weren't they that crew of massive shipwright brutes?
The hammer-wielding warriors.
Yeah. No, they were real. They set sail for distant lands. And we see one of them, and I've seen people say this, these are some giants that were frozen on Punk Hazard.
True.
So they were clearly captured by the world government probably at some point in the past. Probably long ago. Or maybe died just because of some disaster. Because, hey, weather is a bitch for everyone sometimes, so who knows. But also Galley Law, which is, of course, the building company in Water 7.
Yeah.
And their logo actually is like a
Vikings longship.
like a long ship, I thought it was like a Nordic ship. But yeah, it's interesting how everything ties together.
Yeah.
And you think the world government is behind it? There's no doubt a great enemy existed in the past, but that part's sunk to the bottom of the sea. There's a reason why your good faith didn't reach them. Might not be your fault. You know, enemies of the past, huh? It was frozen somewhere. Yep. I.e. Punk Hazard.
We can't forget we belong to a people that once brought great harm to this world. Of course, that's a burden we've long accepted.
Yep. Now then, what kind of garbage should I feed to you today? Freaking Loki's caretaker being a dickhead. And
He's aging here.
It's like Doflamingo, and then the middle pick looks like Sabo.
Well, I think the middle pick here is very intentional between the people who've suffered.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Dofi, Sabo, and Loki.
Yeah.
And then 48 years ago...
he's lucky the horse is dead.
Yeah. Hey, Loki.
Oh, hey, look.
The lucky horse is dead. The regent's body was found in the underworld. And
48 years ago, Elbaf locked in...
We also see Master Loki who cursed my sister to death.
Oh.
Shut the gates, hide the children. Harold Sama. And Loki just kind of being a bully with the beasts and terrorizing the villages. Loki kept wrecking and tearing everything around him, laughing as the weak ran for their lives. And Hajudin, being a good boy, says, "Don't wreck the villages Dad worked so hard to fix." It's like, don't you dare call my father Dad. Hajudin, doesn't matter who it is, everyone deserves to be treated the same. Being big doesn't make you more important. I'm important because I'm the prince. Don't you ever talk back to me. And Loki smacks him with his spiked club.
Ugh.
And we see a little child, Gerd, trying to run to Hajudin. And another one of the new giant pirates try to stop her and gets Nami bonked. By her. And Loki,
he's my friend, you idiot.
Laughs.
Oh!
You weaklings stick together.
Which his eyes have been bandaged this whole time.
Yeah. Even after hurting others, even after breaking everything, the void in Loki's heart was never filled. And Loki sees a mother comforting her son. And so what does Loki do? He pulls a Kaido and jumps to try to kill himself. But he lives, but also his bandages come off. And then we see a giant mountain get cut.
Oh.
Someone is here. And we see a group of 4. Check out that giant kid. We see Shiki laughing. That brat's got the face of a full-blown demon. Whitebeard. Even for a giant, he's huge. Wait, is he crying?
Coming from Whitebeard.
And then we also see what looks like Stussy, but most importantly, the leader. All right, kid, I want 2 things from you, and both better be yes.
Obviously.
First, this is the land of giants of Elbaf, right? Second, Harold's here, isn't he? And we finally see Rox D. Zabek.
There's a spacing here.
The man, the myth, the legend. I think this just might be a weird printing issue.
Yeah.
But future captain of the Rox Pirates and father of the Yonko Blackbeard.
Confirmation.
So Marshall D. Teach, really, Marshall D. Zabek, or Rox D. Teach. I don't know. I don't know how the names of One Piece work.
Well, actually, I think this is very important here. Roxy Zebek has been very important. Marshall D. Teach has been very important. Because it makes me think of Dragon.
Yep.
Because we don't know if Rox fathered only one child.
You are way ahead of yourself here. But yeah, clearly a Blackbeard.
That is just
Blackbeard if Blackbeard didn't spend 20 years fucking drinking and eating pies on Whitebeard's ship.
Which reminds me, I wonder if Rox didn't sleep either.
Maybe.
You know, as an insomniac myself, like, that's not a fate you kind of want people to have.
Insomniac, but man won't answer my snaps.
No. I am just awake, suffering.
That ends 1154 with the big reveal that what's being coined as Nepo Peace. Because Shanks is the son of Figurlin Garling, the leader of the Holy Knights. Luffy, the son of Monkey D. Dragon, the grandson of Monkey D. Garp.
Yeah.
And now Blackbeard is the son of Roxy Zebek, the criminal who was erased from history.
Don't forget Mihawk, the son of fucking Rayleigh.
We don't know that. I've seen some people speculate Mihawk might be the kid of Emu. I have seen some people say that. And here's the thing, I cannot disprove that.
Well, again, with One Piece, there's just always a lot on the table for lore.
Yep. And that moves us into 1155.
Finally, we're catching up.
Yes, and this is the latest chapter. Also, Kid Loki here. Actually, I would say this. The eyes on, I will say, a more developed Loki don't look bad.
They're not so bad.
On a baby, sure, but with hair and the hat, not bad. This is Elbaf, but Pops ain't here. He's on a village. You are all puny humans. This is the first I've ever seen one moving around for real. Like, aw, how cute. Hang on, did you just say Pops? You're Harold's kid? I'm guessing he can still be reached even if he's if he's away, right? What's your name? Loki. Alright, Loki, just do what I tell you. Head on home and get someone to send urgent word to your Pops and say Loki's been hurt, you gotta return to Elbaf. And Loki, watch your mouth. Do I look like I take orders from a human? And Zebek draws a sword and just smacks Loki hard. Rox's swordsmanship was renowned for its brutal impact akin to a giant hammer or cannon fire. It is said to blow everything in the surrounding vicinity away. A swordsman, you say?
A swordsman?
Mihawk upscale.
True.
But also, like, I will say, like, it's hard to say whether he was a swordsman or a man with a sword. Like, Big Mom had Napoleon as a sword and would use him, but she didn't, like, use a sword like Zoro or Mihawk or even, I'll even say, Tashigi would.
That's true.
You know?
Well, she was more of a devil fruit user than a swordsman. Unlike her
and
daughter,
Rox laughs. There we have it. Loki has been seriously hurt. And we get the narrator saying, Herald's path crossed this madman once before. It happened during the reverie that year. Someone attacked and kidnapped 5 kings.
5?
5 kings.
5 of them.
The lives of those sovereigns
Emu.
Cannot be used to extort Emu. Cannot be used to extort Mew. And Rox is in the flower room.
He's in.
This is actually insane that, like, Rox got to see Emu. No kidding, but the land of Holy Land, but through the Rox is just like, no kidding, but it threw the Holy Land into chaos, didn't it? This incident would be the first and last of its kind. An intruder made their way all the way to the flower room deep within the Holy Land. And we also see Gunko with Emu. Gunko is, I guess, Emu's direct servant, who we've actually, like, heard in the anime. Like, Master Emu, they're here, or whoever.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, and Emu just staring back, and the man claimed to be a Dave Jonesian pirate. Davy Jones.
Oh.
Davy Jonesian pirate. He knew there was
Interesting.
nothing, but also he knew there was nothing more he could do in that moment as Emu stared back at him. So he withdrew with these words, "Just wait. One day I'll be back." And
a threat from rocks like that, God bless.
in the flower room. And that also means
He also has a gun there.
he escaped Emu there. But also, Davy, this has been my theory. I don't think I've seen a little bit of people talking about it, but Davy Jones is a man who was once, the legend Davy Jones. He was cursed to the bottom of the sea, and he, after making a deal with the devil. So what if Davy Jones was like someone Emu knew? But also, what does Davy Jones start with?
D.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder, perhaps, if maybe the D clan is the Davy Jones clan, which the Davy Jones, Davy Jones is one of the more famous pirate names in history. I mean, we still hear you're going to Davy Jones' locker even to this day.
Well, actually, that makes me think, right? What was it? Wasn't Uranus? Was it Neptune we found at the bottom of fucking Fishman Island?
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. What if, and all devil fruit users that die are collected on Noah's Ark? Now, that's wild speculation, but I couldn't think of a better application of it than this. If there's a place for devil fruit users to be collected, Noah's Ark in One Piece, headed by Roxy Zebek, who were probably a devil fruit user, not confirmed, but probably, to return to
But
Emu.
also to Davy Jones's locker. It does seem poetic in that sense.
Yeah.
Maybe I could see that.
If that's what Oda's painting
but-
here,
But also, this was 40 odd years ago.
which wasn't long ago
Which
at all.
also means Gunko, who looks... But also, somehow, Brook knows Gunko, and
Actually-
Gunko knows Brook. So this timeline is going to be very interesting. This is really I almost wish, we had, I know it seems dumb to say, but, we just, had a separate apartment, and we could just have one wall, just, big corkboard wall.
a big
of
family
timeline.
relations and
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah.
Now, actually,
And
that reminds me, how many years ago
Naturally,
was
this
this
incident would never be brought to light. And they're freaking out because Harold's also there.
Oh.
And Harold's on fire.
And running.
And they don't let the King Napper get away. That wasn't me! Which is true.
Oh.
And also, what's that I see? Harold with a sword?
Swordsman confirmed? Question mark.
An admiral was murdered.
Which
So, an admiral murder during Marie Joie. During the Reverie. So, Rox kills an admiral. He gets into the flower room, threatens Emu,
Isn't killed immediately? Question mark.
and escapes. But then Harold and Rox are running at each other.
Uh-oh.
That must be the guy who kidnapped the kings. How dare he use me as a scapegoat? And Rox looking a lot like Blackbeard here.
That is a very Blackbeard face.
A giant in the land, don't your kind lurk in the boonies?
Uh-huh.
And then they clash.
Oh, that's a
And
big
we
sword.
See, it's a lot like Whitebeard and Roger, because you can actually see their weapons aren't touching here.
It's a Conqueror's
It's a
hockey
Conqueror
thing.
hockey cash. So that is 2 new confirmed Conqueror hockey users, Harold and Rox. Which I'm gonna say, Rox was practically a given.
that was a given.
But Harold, I'll be
Surprising.
I'll be honest, a little bit surprised that Harold's got the Conqueror side. And the clash between these 2 strangers blew everyone within a 5-kilometer radius away, or
That's
or maybe
3 miles.
knocked people out, because
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah, and they both. And here's the thing: Harold is stalemating Rox.
Which is Harold Stonks.
Vahaha, state your name. Barahaha, it's Harold. I'm Rox. Angle your next strike toward the town. They'll enslave you if you get caught. Well, why? Don't ask questions. Rox is like, hey, you need to do this shit, or you're gonna be a slave. Let's get the fuck out. How do I get? And Harold asks, how do I get to Elbaf? Rox says the New World is that way. If we survive this, let's meet again, Harold. And as Harold jumps off the red line.
Oh.
Don't be ridiculous, as if I'd ever associate with a criminal like you. And then Harold jumps off the red line to escape, which, again, that's not a small feat. And then The Admiral did not survive. It was deemed the most grievous of sins, and the blink of an eye, Rox's infamy boomed, and we get a hint of a bounty poster, and Rox D. Zebek's bounty poster here. He has a hand up towards the camera, exactly like Buggy's wanted poster.
Yeah. With Blackbeard's face.
With tongue out like Buggy too. And it's a choice by Oda.
Yeah, that's a very clear choice.
But also, like, it's very interesting that the man who has been deemed Rox D. Zebek's, or Marshall, Blackbeard's dad, his bounty poster is more Buggy-like than one would think.
Well, also interesting to note, the man the government disappeared, just unhistoried, had a wanted poster.
Yeah.
There might be some of these still around.
Yeah, which would be very interesting. But also, Buggy D. Clown, which has been one of the biggest memes in One Piece for years.
Sounds more and more true.
Could actually be legit. Buggy could be a D-Clan member, which, good God, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, that means Rox's son whooped Roger's son's ass.
Yeah. Well, narrowly. He narrowly won.
He still beat Roger's kid's ass. It doesn't matter. Barely win. A win's a win. He gave Roger's son to the world government. Yeah. And you know Rox was watching and laughing his ass off in the afterlife.
The son of Rox gave the world government
Roger's son.
The son of the king of the pirates.
But also, real fast, is the world government stupid as fuck or hubris as fuck here? Because here's the thing. What people are saying, how could Whitebeard not know Blackbeard was Rox's kid? He knew.
He didn't care.
That was one of the big things that he said at Marineford. I do not.
Everything about Squard is like, you knew I hated Gold Roger and you took in his son anyway. Squard, my stupid son. I don't care where you're from. When you come to be my son, that is all.
We are children of the sea. I do not bear the child responsible for the sins of the father.
That's everything about Whitebeard's
whole motif.
It would not matter to him.
And it wouldn't. But the world government, you cannot tell me, would not recognize that Blackbeard is Rox's kid. And you make him a warlord. You offered the son of the Pirate King a warlord status.
Yeah, that's true.
It is mind-boggling. And somehow they don't know that Law is a D-Clan member. Because they only know him as Trafalgar Waterlaw. They don't know him as Trafalgar D. Waterlaw.
I'm wondering if even most of the Navy does not know about the D status, aside from maybe the upper echelons, and it's easier to not acknowledge it than make a point of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You have to think, though. I am Monkey D. Luffy. I'm going to be King of the Pirates. You know?
King of the Pirates matters more than the D. That was, like, way back when it was pre-time skip, the King of the Pirates title was what I focused on way more than the D.
Yeah. The first time the D was actually mentioned was Drum Island.
Yeah, Korea.
Yeah, Korea's like Gold Roger.
It's not Gold Roger, it's Gold D Roger.
She gets the D clan, huh? She's like, another D member. Another D. Interesting.
Another.
And Dalton's like, what do you... don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It will be explained in 500... In
1,000? More than 1,000?
In 2,000 chapters. Don't worry about it, Dalton.
Yeah.
We don't know what his bounty is, but we can probably bare minimal assume...
A lot.
10 figures?
A lot.
Billion?
Billy
you killed an admiral in Marie Joie, so...
I don't... when was the last time an admiral was killed in modern history?
I
think
the closest is when Shanks made Green Bull twerk in Wano.
Yeah.
Via Conqueror Hockey Wi-Fi. And also Kizaru getting rocked by Luffy.
And we still don't have a bounty update for him.
Nope, not yet. And it cuts to a little bit forward in time. Celestial Tribute was attacked. The Gate of Justice was destroyed.
Oh.
You know, that big
one.
big ass gate that even Whitebeard can't damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got destroyed. And the funds were used to do it. Until that point, Rox had always acted against the world government. But then he started targeting pirates, too. In the world of pirates, this pisses me off in a way.
Oh?
The world of pirates, there's a tradition of the Davy back fights. Pirates' crew compete and wagering their flags or crewmates, and Rox used Davy back fights to build his crew.
Long Ran is relevant again.
Foxy is relevant for bringing up Davy back fights.
Let's go. I knew it would be. It is not a filler chapter. It is now canon. It is important
Well, it's always
to the
been
story.
canon, but people were like, why does this exist? Well, I guess...
This is why.
I guess just give Oda, 900 chapters?
I think more than.
I'll just say at least 900 chapters, and we'll see why Davy back fights are important. But also, it's weird that Davy back fights weren't really brought up since Longland.
Yeah.
It feels like, I will say, Davy back fights do seem like a very underutilized thing in One Piece.
Well,
It could be
I think
theory.
the point here, as we see with...
But also, he took the shortcut of building his crew, in my opinion, here.
yeah, and that's why his crew did not get along well.
And we do know that Rox was betrayed.
Yeah.
And now we can kind of see why. Because his crew, while, yes, Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, and others probably had some levels of honor and, respecting the results of the Davy back fight.
Yeah, they're all insanely strong. However...
like Captain John wouldn't, arguably Shiki wouldn't. So, and Lord knows about the others, but it definitely is like the cheap way of doing it, and that's why his crew fell apart at the end.
Yeah.
Rather than Luffy, who his crew willingly joined, or Whitebeard's crew, who died, who will still carry on his dying
Whitebeard still has
declaration.
shooters today.
Yeah. Rox had his crew fall apart because it was Davy back. put
Once he
together.
was gone, it was over.
Yeah. They had many scoundrels. We see Shiki, Stussy, Whitebeard, and Rox meets up with Harold, and Harold's like, I heard about your crimes, and Rox's like, I missed ya. And good lord, a ripped Blackbeard is terrifying.
Yeah, he looks like a giant in this one too.
Yeah.
He's got the garb for it.
Yeah. Also, we see some of his crew here.
So you see that
I think give a couple moments because I think we'll be introduced to. Yeah, we're introduced to them momentarily.
Okay.
So the world government. He's like, the government won't hear you out. So join my crew. Don't be stupid. I'll lose all the good grace with the other nations if I saddle up with you. And Blackbeard tries his best to turn him, but Harold doesn't. Also, like, it's still... There's Rox, and he's about the size of a steak on Harold's table.
Yeah. Look, people never change. That same bloodlust is still purging through you.
Hey, can't you two
Pulsing.
just... Whitebeard being the voice, can't you two just enjoy a meal?
Whitebeard,
you guys should know
the
that
friend.
if you follow a man like him, you'll only be led to ruin.
Of course they know.
Following that moron, don't make me laugh. We're all out for ourselves.
None of us would bat an eye if Rox died. True.
Yep.
Well, that's
Yep.
not.
Yeah.
That's not to plan. That's not to say his plans don't have a certain appeal. They
Yeah.
could prove very lucrative.
Yep. And have you heard of Hachinosu, the place they call the Isle of Exiles or Pirate Island?
Oh.
We learned that Hachinosu was a place where the worst inmates were sent to as a form of exile.
Which,
but
if we
last
want to go
year,
back over this for a second,
We see Shiki,
Shiki the Wicked,
Miss Buckin the Tech Bandit, Buckingham Stussy,
and then Don Marlon.
Don
who might
Marlon.
be
He could be-
Veggie's dad.
Yeah, it could be. Gangster from the West Blue, which I actually believe that's where Beggie's from.
That makes sense to me.
And then we see, of course, Whitebeard, and we see they found a massive gold deposit in Hachinosu.
Oh.
And also Pirate Prophet Ochuga, or Young Wee, the future Commodore of Pirate Island, who held that title until Blackbeard came. And you know who he looks like?
Caribou.
Yeah.
He does look like Caribou.
The nepotism is real. And we see Gonzui, the smuggler. And these days, anyone who gets near the island gets sworn by hardened criminals. So then we cut a deal with the government. And they're like, I'll take charge of Hachinosu. And with these dumbasses under me, we'll turn it into a pirate paradise, which it did.
Oh.
Standing there, like, he basically... This is just the prologue to my life, using that island as my base. I'll crush the Navy, bring down the Holy Land. I'm going to be king of the world, which that's what Blackbeard's after.
King of the world.
King of the world. Your enemies are too big, you're fighting the whole planet.
Yeah.
Say what you want, but one day someone's bound to pull it off.
There's no such thing as power that lasts forever. Join me, Harold, if we...
If we team up, we'll be unstoppable. And Loki's
maybe.
in the doorway, listening. Quit inviting me. I told you I'm the king. And that doesn't matter. I'm going to claim it. I'm going to claim the whole damn world. Loki's like, the world. Loki found his salvation 4 years after, and Harold continued to reject Rox's plan, reached his ambitions, and the Rox pirates formally convened, and they began to set sail.
Oh, man.
And that is the end of chapter 1155.
We're finally caught up, but
We are
good lord.
And
the lore.
Yes. And speaking of lore, we have the SBS.
True, the SBS.
The big thing of most of the SBS information is whatever. Like, we learned that all giant women have W cup sizes.
Yeah, because
Oda's a goddamn horn dog.
He's a boob man. That's clear.
We do get a couple different races introduced. The Dasuanda tribe. Dasunada are giants. Quite close. The correct answer is a mixed race between humans and dwarves. The dwarves, the Tantada tribe,
no, that's
came
the Zushinodo.
close.
Zushidondo.
Are the Dosunodo, and the mixed race between a giant and dwarf is called the Zushindodo tribe. They are very rare. No shit, a Tantada and a giant would be a very rare pairing.
I mean, the Tantada tribe of Big Mom would be the closest I could think of, but...
Yeah. We do get confirmation that Elbaf was modeled after, like, Norwegian Viking architecture.
Yeah, if that wasn't obvious, though.
Scopper Gabon was modeled after the French actor Jean Gabin, or Gabon, perhaps. Oda loves modeling characters after actors.
Yeah.
Like Kizaru, all the admirals, OG3 admirals, are based off of Japanese movie actors. I know that.
Not one of them is American. That's Adam Sandler.
Now, Kizaru is based off a Japanese actor, but Adam Sandler's
I refuse
likeness
to believe
is.
that.
And we do see that Gil Bastar, who is a part of Chapter 1096, he was a Rocks pirate whose corpse was retrieved by Gecko Moria, and we do see him in Thriller Bark in Chapter 450.
Again, another point in the theory that perhaps God Valley was...
Thriller Bark was at least a part of God Valley.
Yeah.
I don't think of the entire island, but I think a part of the island of God Valley became Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark had so many relevant characters brought up later, it's insane.
And
I really think the criticism he received at that time, he was just like, you know what, F you guys. This is going to be the most important arc of all effing time.
Yeah. And then, but the big lore drop from Oda in this is we get the roles and key figures in the in the Roger Pirates.
Yeah.
Naturally, Captain Goldie Roger. First mate, Silver's Rayleigh. The navigator is Scopper Gabon.
Which means he's more like Nami.
They had a tactical officer, Moon Isaac Jr., Dr. Crocus, we knew that one.
Yeah.
Helmsman, Don Kino. We had a torturer and interrogator in Millet Pine, which is weird to think that Roger had a torturer.
Like, what the fuck?
Scholar named Rowing. We had an informant named Ario, I don't know. An intelligence officer named Spencer. A gunner or sniper named Peter Moo. Musician Jackson Banner. And shipwright Blue Marine. So, obviously, Captain, First Mate, Navigator, all
Yeah.
Straw Hat roles. You can argue Gunner and Sniper and Usopp is the
Yeah.
same thing. Musician, Brook, and this person. Shipwright, we got one.
Yeah.
Scholar, I could argue Architect.
Nami,
Robin.
Robin.
Helmsman, Jinbei, Doctor Chopper. But that's more than
Torturer.
Yamato. Yamato could do that.
Well, she's technically not a part of the crew.
No, not yet. But Vivi could be a hell of an intelligence officer, considering who she's
a
riding
princess.
with. But who's she riding with right now?
I mean, Morgan.
Big news, Morgan.
Big news, Morgan.
So very interesting lore drops there in the SBS concerning the Roger crew and potential new parallels for the Straw Hats, maybe future Straw Hats. Who knows?
Well, we are due. We are due for a new Straw Hat. It's been since Jinbei at Whole Cake.
Technically Wano for Jinbei, but yes.
Fair.
He well, also, I mean, to be fair, like it was, I would argue Fishman Island, but that was only, but he had delay because he had to break off with Big Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, even at Marineford, it's like we knew Jinbei would be joining. It's just
Yeah.
we need the confirmation.
Yeah.
Jinbei has taken the longest, but he is the most recent addition.
Most recent, it seems weird to call him new when, basically, like you said, Marineford.
He's been around since Marine. He was there before the time skip.
Yeah.
Which means, at chapter 400, we have essentially the full crew.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it's been,
Yep.
oh my god, 800 chapters
Yeah.
since we've had a truly new.
Crew member introduced.
member?
Yeah. So we'll see. But major reveals.
Everything about rocks. Everything about rocks.
But also, we have seen Rox D. Zebek use Conqueror's Hockey before Dragon has done an attack.
Yeah. We have
If Oda
Blackbeard's-
doesn't-
We have Blackbeard's lineage
Revealed.
before.
And also, again, the world government being a bunch of fucking dumbasses in literally offering the man who got into the flower room his son is warlord status.
I mean,
Oh my god, they are incompetent. But
well, there is no greater ally than a former enemy.
True. And maybe they thought they could control him.
But also, for the major antagonist in the series, Blackbeard, this is the first thing we really know about his backstory aside from
He never sleeps.
he never sleeps.
He joined Whitebeard's crew.
Joined Whitebeard, killed a member, and then took down Ace
Yep.
for the dark fruit.
No, he escaped. No, he took down Ace after killing Thatch for the dark fruit.
Yeah.
So much lore, so much goodness, and we're probably going to have a couple more flashbacks. We're going to see what happened in the castle with Harold, Loki, and Ja Rule.
Yeah.
So we're going to get more and more goodness out of it, and it's just...
One Peak is still going on.
Yep. I do believe the anime is on a break this week.
Tragic.
I think I can double check later, but we will be uploading next video will be our Adult Kuma reaction review.
One Peak,
And
one
One
Sad
Pain.
Peak
One
review
Pain.
coming up.
Yeah, Pain Piece coming up.
Gamers,
Soon.
stay tuned for that.
So thank you all for watching and listening.
Thank you for your patience with our absence.
Yep.
That's entirely my fault.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.